Hola amigos y amigas. The reading from today in Spanish and English is going to be from Proverbs 15, verses 1 to 4. And I might even start in English to get the point out real quickly. It's about harsh language, and I would like to, let's read the verses. I'll read it in English first, and then Spanish, and then I want to ask a couple of rhetorical questions. Proverbs 15, verses 1 to 4. A soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger. The tongue of the wise useth knowledge aright, but the mouth of fools poureth out foolishness. The eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. A wholesome tongue is a tree of life, but perverseness therein is a breach in the spirit. Capítulo 15, la libro de Proverbios, versículos 1 a 4. La suave respuesta quita la ira, mas la palabra áspera hace subir el furor. La lengua de los sabios adornará la sabiduría, mas la boca de los necios hablará sandeces. Los ojos de Jehová están en todo lugar, mirando a los malos y a los buenos. La lengua sana es árbol de vida, mas la perversidad en ella es quebrantamiento de espíritu. And it says, a soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger. And a lot of people think that I'm harsh, and they're not wrong. However, I think the question is, are you open to the possibility, does the Spirit move in you to look up the verse in Proverbs, if you know it's there, that would convict you of any outstanding sin in your life? Perhaps I am using grievous language, and I regret that. I also want to ask the rhetorical question. Perhaps anger has been stirred up by grievous words, and perhaps grievous words have been delivered by you. Is it a possibility? Is it a possibility that grievous words are more than just harsh language? That perhaps they are a dismissive spirit that couches itself in polite language and therefore is not grievous? It says grievous. Grievous words. Something that grieves the hearer. Okay. Well, perhaps a lot of presumptuous language, a lot of presumptions toward some of us. I don't want to say me, because I am talking about me, but it's not specific to me, of course. That stirs up anger. And perhaps the anger is a side effect of the grievous language, of the dismissive, sanctimonious, judgmental, even offended, that the possibility that there's no listening going on, and perhaps the United States is falling into judgment because it never listens. And those of us who do not want to hurt anybody, who are deeply concerned about their own peccadilloes, about their own peccados, about their own sins, about their own little the breaches in their spirit, which will bring us down to verse 4. Are you one of them, or are you standing on a high horse distributing judgment and blocking your ears because you don't like the fruit of the tree that you planted? If you urinate on the rug, do you really get to complain about the stench of urine in the house? Really? Because that's infuriating to people who perhaps are sitting on the rug. And not listening to them is in response to, is perhaps very grievous. A wholesome tongue is a tree of life, verse 4 of chapter 15 in Proverbs. A wholesome tongue is a tree of life, but perverseness therein is a breach in the spirit. And that's not strictly the same point. It is related, and that's why I read all the way down to verse 4. And it explains why I want anybody who has any kind of cursing problem, and I don't mean that when you get angry you say a bad word. That's bad enough. You should, say it angrily if you have to, but say gosh darn it and say it with fury. But don't swear. If you are truly angry, say something corny in anger, but don't use the language. But people who have and I know we all know of somebody, and this is anybody who thinks that I'm talking from a high horse needs to get off the high horse, okay? We've all sinned. We're all guilty of all the sins, as Joseph Prince rightly observed. We've broken all the 10 Commandments. Anybody who thinks they haven't wants your money and wants to control you. A wholesome tongue is a tree of life, but perverseness therein is a breach in the spirit. So do you have a breach in the spirit? Do you have no conviction in your heart whatsoever to stop using bad language as a matter of natural course? Does it just flow off of your tongue? And if you are in a socially insecure situation and you let a few bad words slip because of that, that's not necessarily the same thing. You can overcome that fear and perhaps not worry about what people say about you, or think about you. I understand we've all been there where you're a little bit insecure about something and you might say a bad word. Okay, whatever. But do you, as a matter of natural course, in conversation, use F words I never have been good at diagramming sentences. I don't know the different names of the parts of the sentence, but as a bridge between one part of the sentence and the other. Is that a normal occurrence to you and you feel no conviction whatsoever to clean that up? Then you have a breach in the spirit. Okay? So anyway, that's all. Capítulos 15 de Proverbios, libro de Proverbios, chapter 15. A soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger. So, I regret anybody who is put off by the harshness of my delivery. It's something I'm working on. It's something that I'm aware of. It's something that I don't like. I don't believe in it. I'm not resigned to it. And I want to clean out my heart and mind and spirit completely so that I am more reflective of God, so that I am more able to be used by Him effectively and putting the flesh to death on an hourly basis, on a daily basis, continuously. And so if you are stumbled by my language and stuff, I want you to understand that I'm aware of that, and it's not something that I am coming down to you. Where am I going to put pointing fingers down at you from some podium of fury. That said, at what level is perhaps the grievousness coming at me coming out as anger? Perhaps you have asked for the anger. Perhaps decades of sanctimonious indifference and preaching from on high and telling and seeing and listening to nothing. You've not listened. Okay? A lot of you have not listened to me. Okay? Well, perhaps that is grievous. That's the grievous words are not just actual words, but the words that you say are grievous because they're from a haughty place, and that stirs up anger. And perhaps I'm not the best at containing that anger, but perhaps, okay, maybe not, but maybe there's more to it than what the devil's inside your heart want you to believe. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. God bless you in Jesus' name.